everyone, let's get into the number one stock that I've been posting about, probably the number one stock over the last couple weeks. That's Chewy. I want to dive into all the unusual call activity we've seen, why I think it's Roaring Kitty behind the action, and why I think Roaring Kitty and Ryan Cohen are working in pairs to move this pet stock up so much. Let's get to the charts and let's look at the flow on Chewy. All right, everyone, let's get into the Chewy. We've all been talking about it nonstop. Obviously, let's pull it up on the option market, and you can see we have been trading like water in Chewy calls from about June 21st. This is a daily chart. So right here, when the stock was around 25 bucks to now 30 bucks a share. And if we look at Chewy, you can see a buy signal with the master indicator on May 14th, then again on 5/29, and then again on 6/25. This is the daily chart. We look at it intraday. Well, you can see we've been pretty much straight up as well. But let's get into this flow and why I think Roaring Kitty is behind it. So on June 21st, let's just go ahead and look at these options here. On June 28th expiration, the 27 strike calls. Let's go ahead and highlight them. If you right click, you can highlight the option. And this was the first order that got my attention. This order happened about 15 minutes before the closing bell on Friday. So it was a little, how do you say, suspicious to say the least. Let's just pull up a blank chart here so we can chart these. And let's go ahead and do that right now. All we have to do is copy and paste. There we go. So we can see here in Chewy, this was the first order that we saw on Friday, June 21st. This was the 27 strike calls, and these calls were very far out the money. I believe they were about $2 or $3 out the money. So very, very suspicious, right? These calls expire in 7 days. You can see they bought the calls right here, about 10,000 of them and 12,000 of them for about 20 cents. It looks like the trader got some more the following Monday. Now those calls went from 20 cents to about $3.68. So 10x would be $2. This trader's looking at what, about $4? They're approaching 20x their money. So that looked to me, first of all, a little suspicious, because that's how Roaring Kitty does his calls. Cheap out the money calls, and then what happens to implied volatility. And I posted this on Telegram yesterday, which you could join the Telegram. We've been covering all the Chewy action on it. If you look at implied volatility, let me just bring it up for y'all here, is volatility in Chewy. Can we get a big one? There we go. Intraday has been going up from about 70 to about 100%. So that's a big decline. And then if we look at it on the daily, you can see vol has basically doubled in value since we started seeing those calls come in. So this trade, obviously a home run grand slam, you know, you don't get much better than that. But then we started seeing more Chewy calls. Let's go ahead and pull that up. The June 24th. So we started seeing more Chewy calls here. And then yesterday it just went crazy. We were over 2x normal option volume, and you can just see bullish, 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 call buying, and shares were up about 11% yesterday. So market makers have panicked. If we look at implied vol just for this week, it's almost $3. So you're looking at about 10%. The implied move is just for this week. If you look for July, which is where they've been hitting Chewy mostly, look how expensive these calls are. You know, you're looking at about an $8 expected move in the stock just between now and the front month, which is July, about 23 days expiration. This is pure insane, in my opinion. Ryan Cohen and Roaring Kitty are working together. If you think about Roaring Kitty's GameStop position, that expired last week. So he has all this fresh capital. And what is he doing? He's putting it to work, upping his stake in Chewy. Or Ryan Cohen, there was some news he's building, upping his stake as well. Very, very suspicious price action. We've been all over the Chewy calls. It's worked out very, very well. I have just one contract today because I wanted to track it. I sold most yesterday. But if we get any dips, and I'm waiting for implied vol to come down. Yeah, that's my goal. So the options will be cheaper. You can see, I mean, we were seeing, and this is just crazy action. We were seeing the July 37.5 calls bought yesterday for around 80 cents. I mean, and this is how good the trader's been. That's why I think, too, it's probably the Roaring Kitty guy. They bought these calls yesterday at 80 cents, and you can see right here about 80 cents, and now they're 222. They trade up to 250 because implied volatility has just gone up so much. There's so much panic behind this price action in Chewy. Let me know if you've been crushing it in Chewy. Let me know if you think it's Roaring Kitty. And just like with NVIDIA, the insider trading is going rampant, but I will be the market detective, and I will catch them, and I will just not punish them, but piggyback on their big trades.